and Joel.
And check it out. We are Gamblers Hub. And you gotta, come on, check us out. Like us. Say something. We are going to help you make money because it's Wild Card NFL Playoff Weekend.
Woo.
Let's start with the first game. Cleveland at Houston. Cleveland minus 2.5. And you know, it's a funny thing. I never really got to know Houston. I just never did. So that's my bad. I'm going to let you, what's your opinion on that game?
Well, first off, I love the matchups this weekend because of so many revenge factors, and we'll touch on them as we go along. But like this first one, I mean, this was the trade 2 years ago. Deshaun Watson going from Houston to Cleveland. Cleveland gave up all that money, all those picks. He's not even playing in this game, but they will be forever intertwined with that. So I love that, I don't know, revenge factor, sort of, even if Deshaun Watson's not playing. However, I like Cleveland. Cleveland's looks so solid, and Flacco looks good.
And here's something that I like to do. It does cost more money, and a lot of people don't have that extra money to play around, but money lining games at this time of year, it's just for some reason the weird thing, win by 1, win by 2. It's 2.5. I'm money lining it. Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree. Cleveland's the team. I think Houston is such a good feel-good story, and they are a good, solid team. I think their luck, if you can call it that, runs out this week. You know, and call them a successful season, 10 wins in a AFC South championship. That's a great season for them. But I think Cleveland just has the defense, has the run game. They take this one.
Have you noticed that this season there seems to be more parity?
Yeah.
In how the teams, like bad teams are not as bad as they used to be, and the good teams are not as good as they were?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. I mean, just watching those playoff races come down to the last wire, you know, the end where there's, 8 teams in the AFC that had the same amount of wins, and they were all fighting for 3 spots. You know, it's a bloodbath now, and fortunes change so quickly too. You know, Houston was terrible a couple of years ago, and now look at them. They got, you know, a good draft, and there they are. They're right there in the champions. They're in the playoffs, winning the championship of the South.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Now let's go to this very interesting weather game.
Boy,
Miami at Kansas City. My opinion is Taylor Swift has fucked up Kansas City, and that's it. They're done. They're going to lose. I go Miami 4.5, take the points, and I parlay them with a money line. I do like Miami in the weather, 2 degrees in Kansas City. Miami cannot play at all in cold weather. I take Miami, both with points and money line in multiple bets. And you, Joel?
Boy, you know, when it came out, and I'm not a Chiefs fan. I think when I was watching them this season, I was like, I can't wait to bet against them in the playoffs because they're overrated. They're not as good. And then they get the Dolphins, who are a good team. But then, yeah, the weather, woo, -7, I think, is what they're projecting. That is going to be some frozen fingers that are going to try to catch those passes.
Now I'm going to give you another little hint. Looking at the numbers, I always say the numbers can tell a story. Now here's the strange thing. -6 degrees. Now read that total.
-4.5?
No, the total.
What do you mean?
Over under.
43.5?
Mm-hmm. A game that's going to be the way we're talking about it, that number would not be 43.5. No, that number would be 36, 35.5, 34, 33. The number is placed based on who the higher-ups that know everything that make the number. I believe that number is not that low, 43.5.
If they were playing in Miami, it would be like 50.
My point is, though, in that cold weather, it just doesn't make all that much sense. I think it should be 37, 36.
So you like the under?
I'm not touching the over-under. I'm saying that the story that is being told from the 43.5 is making me think Miami as an outright win money line. And so you make some money, it's what going to be like on 4.5, that'd be like what, plus 165?
Stand by.
What?
Hold on 1 second, let me pull it up.
All good, roughly. And so, yeah, this is my underdog wild card pick of this week, Miami.
Plus 190.
Plus 190. And you make real money on that. So you bet 200, you make 380. I'm going to throw 200 on the money line, and I'm going to also take the points. You know, it looks Kansas City. The weather is making it look Kansas City. The hype of Kansas City. They won the Super Bowl last year. They're going to lose to Miami this week. Miami.
I like it. You talked me into it. You just talked me into it. I like Miami. I'm not 100% on the money line, but the 4.5 points makes me feel happy.
Okay, now this is a tricky game, and we're going to save you guys money. And be honest, Joel. Be honest with your thought on what I'm about to say. I said at the beginning of the season, Buffalo has to do well this year, go to the playoffs, make something happen. Okay. -10. Pittsburgh's been playing up, and it's -10. But I know Buffalo's going to win. But the money line on that is going to be hard to make money. I'm going to take Buffalo and throw it into a 3-team money line parlay.
Mm-hmm.
And I just am afraid of the 10.
It's a fair point because I'm looking as I'm scrolling through Buffalo's schedule. They have done it, but they play a lot of close games. I mean, they beat the Dolphins by 7, the Patriots by 6, the Chargers by 2. So you go and you look at those, and they look good. They look like the team that should blow out teams, but they just don't do that often. They did blow out the Cowboys, so I'll give them that. But I mean,
it's almost like, do you know what a middle is? Okay, so a middle is something like this. You take both teams in different ways, and it's called middling out. So, just tell me, because I might be just tripping here. You take Pittsburgh +10,
the money line,
and
Buffalo.
you money line Buffalo in another bet.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I will say one thing.
You're likely to win at least one of them and possibly two of them, is what you're thinking?
Well, something like that. If you win both, it's called hedging your bets.
Yeah.
But I do like it. The under over is 36.5. I'm going to take the under.
Okay.
I'm going to take the under. And I think what are you going to do with that game?
I tease it down. I like the Bills. They're my team. I think it comes down to the Bills and the Ravens in the AFC. So I know they're going to win. I tease it down to maybe 3, maybe 4, something in that range where they win by 6. And I feel a lot better about that one. I don't see Pittsburgh winning this game outright. So it's just a matter of finding that number that you're cool with.
Yeah, I'm going to tease it down to 2.5. Just in case it's a field goal win, but I like 36.5 under. Buffalo goes under. It's going to be very cold in Buffalo.
That was it.
But this game is going to be different than the KC game in that they're going to go over the number.
22 degrees.
They're going to go over the number.
Bird. Okay. Pittsburgh has trouble scoring most of the time. So that looks right.
So this next game, Green Bay at Dallas, beginning of the season. Is this the way I said Buffalo's is looking good to the playoffs? Dallas is looking good enough. Are they good enough to cover 7.5 against a Green Bay that's somewhat at the end of the season playing a little up?
They're playing pretty good. I mean, they're a hard team to read all season, where they lose to bad teams, they win. Yeah, they're a weird team. But here's another one of those revenge factors, because it's McCarthy used to be the coach for the Green Bay Packers, and now he's coaching against the Green Bay Packers. I say they put a little extra stink on that one, and they blow them out. They're 8-0 at home. The Cowboys are this season. I think they win it handily, maybe 2-3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm not scared about that 7. I'm not scared of that 7.5. No.
You wouldn't take it to 6.5?
If you want to,
I'm going to take it at 6.5, -6.5.
I'm totally fine with 7.5. I might even do like an alternate bet spread where it's like +13 or -13.5, because I think the Cowboys stomp them.
Okay. I like the Cowboys. I've liked them all year. Both of us agree that it's going to probably be Dallas against San Fran in the big game playoff. Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah, that will be. I mean,
it really is going to be a hell of a game.
San Francisco took it to them earlier in the year, but we'll see what happens in the playoffs. Whole nother beast.
Rams at Detroit.
Another revenge game.
Detroit -5.
It's 5 now?
It's 5 when I looked this morning. Oh, 3.
3. I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa.
3. No, it's by the way I wrote it. Okay, so it's 3. -3 Detroit. What is your thoughts on this with the revenge and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, there's the quarterback swap. You know, Stafford was a Lion and Goff was a Ram, and now they switched. Stafford won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. My thought is it's a shootout. Both the quarterbacks are going to love it. 51.5 is the over/under, but this could be a 38-31 sort of game. I like that over, and because of that shootout nature, I would take the Rams with that 3 points.
I'm going to piggyback on Detroit on the over 51.5. I'm going to bring that down to 49.5. I'm going to buy 2 points, take it as a solid straight bet, and over. So I'm going to go over 50.5.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I like the Rams. I think they're sneaky good. Like I've been saying.
Well,
the
they're
last
playing
few weeks.
up here at the end. I just am not touching them. It's just that Detroit, that was a team along with Buffalo, along with Dallas, that in the beginning of the season, I saw the way Detroit was playing, and I'm like, okay, maybe they have a chance to finally make something happen. So I'm staying off it. I agree with you that the Rams are playing up now,
Yeah.
but in regards to Detroit, and it's only -3, I just am not touching that. I'm just going to go over 50.5.
I like the over better than picking either of the teams. But I mean, like I said, the Rams won 7 out of 8, and their only loss was in overtime to the Ravens. So I mean, they're playing legit ball these days. But I mean, who isn't of the teams that are remaining?
Right. Now this last game, we are on our last game, right?
It is. Yep.
Okay, Philadelphia at Tampa Bay. Can you explain the strangeness of the losing streak of Philadelphia?
Here's how I explain it. They're not that good. They're not that good. I'm sorry. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. They have good receivers, but something about them don't mesh, and it just doesn't look right. Last year, like I know I'm a 49ers homer, but they didn't deserve to play in this championship. They didn't deserve to play in the Super Bowl. If the 49ers had a quarterback playing in that championship game, they win that game. It doesn't even matter if it was their backup quarterback. They would have won their game. But they didn't have a quarterback because one of them had his brain scrambled. The other tore his elbow. I think the Eagles are not that good. I am happy to take Tampa Bay in this one. Money line and +3. I think they win this game. I think Philadelphia is a fraud this year.
I'm not touching it, but I hear you on that.
You can't lose to the Giants and the Cardinals and the Seahawks in the last 4 weeks of the season and call yourself a contender at all. You are the opposite of peaking. You're bottoming out.
And if you're watching this still, like us, subscribe, make it happen. Because next season we're gonna have some guests. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna make you some money.
Yeah.
We're gonna make you money this week too. So, time for our golden picks.
Sure.
All right, I'll go with mine first. I'm gonna take Miami plus 4.5.
All right.
As my first one. I'm also going to go with the under of Buffalo. 36.5. Under 36.5. And then my third golden pick, I'm going to let you go with 2. You go with 2 and I'm going to look here.
All right, we're picking 2 or 3?
We are 3.
We're picking all 3.
Yeah, pick
all right.
3.
No, I'm fine picking 3.
I'm just thinking of my third one.
No, that's fine. All right, so my 3, like I said, Cowboys. I think this is a slam dunk.
Right.
Do you want to take that for your third one?
Dallas -6.5.
Oh, because you're teasing it down to 6.5.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm taking the whole 7.5, getting my full money's worth out of that one. And then I like the over on that Rams-Lions game. Like it's in a dome. It's got 2 quarterbacks that are highly motivated, and that's going to be a big shootout. So 51.5, easy peasy on that one. And then I guess I will take. The Buccaneers +3. Let's do that one. Those frauds in Philly.
Well, it sounds good to me. It's going to be some great games this weekend.
Yeah.
And guys, come on, subscribe, like us. I think this is Todd.
And Joel.
And you are watching Gamblers Hub, and we are out of here. Wild Card Weekend. Yeah!